Alright, Shalom, Shalom, first almost Wednesday, Kalayam Layhal, Bashim Yausha, Bashim Harakakodash, and the Oneness of the Elders and Apostles agree, Millstone GMS. I do rule and teach well. It's young brother here, Shemashwan Banyahada, camping, what the fuck, teaching out here today. Gonna get to this Leviticus 19:27. Was out and about, handling some business, and got home pretty late today. So we're just gonna get into this stuff. I'm not gonna go to bed until I do this and finish this. So Leviticus 19:27. You should not round the corner of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. Right. Alright, so we know that Leviticus 19:27 is talking about shape ups. You're not supposed to be shaping up your head. And now all I did was go off the word here. You go around, you shall round not, right? No. Which not is is it la'ah? Is it la'ah? I think that is la'ah. And that's how you say no in general. But I didn't know if you attach to something else, then it means like no, like not. I didn't know that. So this is Naquap. We can double check that. I always have my binder out here. I like to have a little binder because I get to have the Hebrew alphabet on top of it. So that's the na. Yeah, it's na. Yeah, it's na. And then you have qua. And then, let's see, there's that pa. Yeah, that's the N version. Yeah, so it is naquap. They say nakaf, but it's naquap. You strike off skin, go around, compass, round. To go around, surround, compass, enclose, round off, destroy. Wow, didn't even know that. Circulate, right? And that's what your barber does. What the barber does to these people when they get their haircuts, they go around your head, because they say, "Oh, I'm just straightening up the line," but your head is almost like an elongated spherical, kind of shape. You can't go straight on that. To be able to make it straight, you'd have to be like 2D or something, but we're not two-dimensional or three-dimensional. We're objects that exist here in space. So, we're matter, so, they have to go around your shit, kill, closed, right? Yeah, the corners. Right, just so we can know, right, edge, extremity, right, and you see these guys, we can actually just pull out a photo. Alright, so this is an example of what you don't want to do. Alright, did my hairline get pushed back hairline? You see these guys are all young, even without seeing his full face, I could tell that this is probably some kid here, especially because on fucking r/360 waves, probably some young kid. See, pushed back. Don't let this be your kid. Push back. Stop pushing people's hairline back, right? And that's what happens when you go to these barbers. And look, you can see the hair growing in and coming down. That's why that happens. That's why you see a lot of guys, when they stop going to the barber and whatever, their hair will start to grow in there on that part of their head. And that's because of the shape ups. They line your stuff up and they'll get rid of that layer of hair and remove it. And then, you're just left with, a straight line, right? See here, this, the woman, they say, the hoes out here, they say, "Oh, we love this, this is what we want," but, fuck what the woman want, bro. But in all seriousness, if you're young, if you're shit, if you're like, like young or whatever, 14, 15, like a young man, right? And you're in this truth, you're an Israelite, so on and so forth. Just let your hair grow. If you let your hair grow enough, it'll cover your hairline. You don't have to really trip over that. If you're of the southern tribes, just get a nice little afro. Don't let it be too big, because that long hair is the glory of a woman, not the glory of a man. It's not a man's glory. A man's honor and his glory is in his beard and it's in his facial hair, not on having like ultra long hair. Don't pull out that bullshit, that false argument, right? That garbage arguments you guys always bring out. Oh, I'm a Nazarite. We're not saying that the Nazarite vow is bullshit. Absolutely not. But I'm just saying the way you guys be on that kind of stuff and try to say that you're a Nazarite, you're just making excuses for having long hair because you probably think that women like it or something. Or you just want to have long hair. You just want to do your own thing instead of like conforming to what the scriptures say, And we know that the Pesach is going to be coming in March 23rd. So if you have all that long hair, well, you're going to have to drink wine for Pesach, so now you have to cut it, So, there you go. How to fix a pushed back lineup. You know what I mean? But this is what happens, And this is another reason why you got to stay away from your family members, man, because, like, at least with mine, I don't know about other brothers, but at least with mine, they always be fucking talking about the fucking hair, bro. Oh my gosh, just get the barber and let your stuff, you line it up. Oh my gosh, get a haircut, get a haircut. And I'm just like, yo, like, can you stop worrying about what's on my head? Like get over it, Jeez, people out here, they got major hairline demons on them. Like who gives a shit about having like this? This guy was so serious about this stuff that he probably painted something on his head. Like, it's not that serious. It's okay to be bald. It's alright to be balding. Well, it's not okay to be bald. It's off. That's off too. You're not supposed to have no bald head. That's a fucking, like, that's like a whoa, what the fuck? You know what I mean? That's not something you're supposed to be doing. Alright, so I just pulled up some commentaries. That is around the corner of your heads. That is not shave off the hair around the temples and behind the ears. That's to leave the bald head, except a dish-like tuft upon the from the crowd. Dude, that looks like that shit that I hope it wasn't Jake that was doing this. I gotta look at the time period, and maybe it was Jake that was doing it. But they had the bald spot in the middle, the hair around it. I can't remember what brother they called it something, but it just looks so fucking dumb. Like, why the fuck would you do that to your head? That's not scriptural at all, right? So. The part that's a form of a hemisphere, right? This was done by the Arabs and other worshippers of the god Orotal. Hence, the Arabs ironically call people with the corner of the hair bald, as is rightly rendered in the margin. Right? And you get some scriptures here, right? So here we got this Orotal. According to 5th century BC Greek historian Herodotus, Orotal, ancient Greek, was a god of pre-Islamic Arabia, whom identified with the Greek god Dionysus, right? So. Whatever Dionysus love, I think he might be like their so-called love god. The fuck you need a love? The fuck is a love god? The fuck? Like, you need to worship love? Like, I don't need to worship no idol to fall in love with a woman. I see a woman that I like and I just like, oh man, I'm like, yeehaw! You know what I mean? I'll just be, and I have a smile from ear to ear, If she says yes, you can have my number, and I'm like, oh man, it's on the poppin'. All right, you know what I'm saying? But we don't gotta talk about that today, right? You know, identify with the Greek god Dionysus. Right now, I'm just making light. You know, I'm just having a little fun here. There's nothing wrong with having fun, right? And you can make your little jokes, and whatever, as long as the entire video isn't just jokes and rambling. Right. Let's see what Dionysus actually is, though. I think he might. Yeah, ecstasy, whatever. They even know the gods Dionysus and the heavenly Aphrodite, and they said they wear their hair as Dionysus does his, cutting it around the head and shaving the temples. They call Dionysus Aratal, and Aphrodite Alilat. Right? Also known as Dusatis, which means possessor of the mountain Shara. Aratal was worshipped by the Nabateans, Arabs. Oh wow, that's actually funny. They were like right by us. Inhabited southern Jordan, Canaan, and the northern part of Arabia. And actually took over Edom, you know, and then you had the Herods. You know, they married one of the women of that nation, and they came up and whatever. But they took over Edom, I think around the time of the Babylonians. You know, that goes into like what's that, Isaiah 26? Like there's a scripture that goes into like Esau, you know, asking and how long is the night? It's the night is long, you know, and that's pretty much represents like Esau, like always being in that state of darkness in that time. You know, he didn't get his stuff together. He was just taken down and taken down again. Yeah. So as you could kind of see, this is kind of what they're talking about. I think this is what they mean. They cut the hair like on the temple. Let's see if you can look at Dionysus haircut. The fuck is this gay ass shit? This is probably fucking like, I like art, but at the same time I can't fucking stand it at the same time. Like, the fuck type of, what did you draw, bro? You know? The fuck is, oh my gosh. Terrible, 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 man. Oh, we're just gonna leave it for now. Let's see what they got here. Jeremiah 9 and 26. No. I think these are just regular, like, you know, like heathen scriptures and things like that. Mar the corner of thy beard. The beard was regarded by the Hebrews, not the East. Fuck! Start again. Mar the corners of thy beard. The beard was regarded by the Hebrews and other Eastern nations as the greatest ornament of a man. Right? If you read the Bible dictionary, is it the Bible dictionary? Yeah, the Bible dictionary. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I haven't gone into it in a hot minute, but the beard is in that book called a badge of honor. You know, you do not cut your beard, do not shave your beard, don't do anything to your beard, especially if you're young. Just let your beard grow. You know, now you can brush it out. You know, brush it out, take care of it. Like I have some oil. You know, I don't have much hair on my head, on my face. I get hair on my head, but I don't have much hair on my face, right? So, you know, I just apply a little oil to it, you know, and then you just brush it out. Maybe do that like twice a day, like one in the morning, you know, like before you go to work or whatever, and then you do it like right after you go home. You know, you brush your face, you wash your face, you do all your other stuff. You know, and just have that be part of your routine. Because, you know, I remember reading that, like, if you brush your beard out, you kind of, like, open up the hairs and whatever, and you don't, like, let them lock in with each other, then you can grow your hair more, you know, and you can actually start to grow it out, you know. I can't really explain, like, how I started to get some hair on my face, because, like, I used to be, like, pretty, like, shave-faced, like my whole life. I had no facial hair at all. But I think it's just I got older, you know. You think it's just like a growth thing and like a patience, you know, type of thing. Some people get facial hair sooner, some people get facial hair later, you know. But you know, I just started to get it, you know. You know, I thought, oh, you know, maybe it's because I'm getting stronger in the gym. Maybe it's because, like, I've been squatting or something, and I started to focus on a lot of heavy lifting and whatever, you know, and, like, I don't know. I don't know. It's all good stuff to do anyway, you know. Was it scriptures even tell you that strength is the glory of the young man, you know, and strength will give you glory as a youth. Wisdom is the glory of the ancient. Not to say you don't chase after wisdom. I'm just making a point. Those statements are just statements about the way the world is. That's not statements the way that you should just focus on strength and not focus on the scriptures. That's fucking ridiculous. You know, focus on the scriptures, right? Because all this gym shit stuff is temporary. You know, like all that stuff is gonna be gone when Jacob's trouble comes down. You're gonna have to, you know, you better keep yourself relatively lean. You know, have the muscle but stay lean because once all these gyms get fucking annihilated, bro, you're gonna have to go back to primitive pull-ups, push-ups, dips, squats, and all that stuff. You know, so whatever. You know, you have to go back to the primitive era. You know, they probably have all the gyms have MOTB on anyway. Once we get into that point, right? So it's the object of salutation, right? And the mutilation was looked at as a disgrace and most degrading punishment, right? I think this is that one in 2 Samuel 10:4 where he sent them back. Yeah, Hannon. I can't remember where Hannon was from. He might have been a Canaanite. But yeah, he cut the beards. He shaved off half their beards and cut away the lower half of their garments at the buttocks and sent them away. See how like wicked these other nations are, man? See how like perverted they are? Like you wanted to humiliate them and he just started we cut off half your beard and we just have your booty cheeks out. You know, like that's what he thought was a good idea. Like ridiculous, dude. You know? Isaiah 7:20. Yeah, shave off your heads and private parts and to cut off your beards also, right? In that day the Lord will use a razor higher from beyond. This is NIV versions, Isaiah 7:20. The Lord will use a razor higher from beyond the Euphrates River, the king of Assyria, to shave your heads and private parts and to cut off your beards also. Damn. You know? It was only in seasons of sorrow that the Hebrews neglected their beards, and sometimes to show how deeply they were afflicted, they covered them up, or even cut them off, or tore them out. Right? You know, it says like shorn in that one. He's like ripped it off, or probably just cut a piece of it off, whatever. Because it was so precious a treasure, it was customary among some of the ancients to present to their gods the first sins of their beards. The prohibition before alludes us to this practice. Right? That's why we were told not to cut off our beards, not to shave it, not to do anything to it, right? Because you know it's the symbol of our masculinity. You know, you see, like when I think of like a strong man, you know, you think of a dude jacked and stacked, and you also think about is the beard. You know, the beard will always represent power. It's timeless. You know, that's why in all these shows and you know these comics, you know, they always make fun of it. They'll call it the almighty beard. You know, a character who's like all powerful typically has a badass beard to go with the muscle and the power. You know, and then you know, the villains, you know, a lot of times they have a beard, and every time when you have like a show or cartoon or game, the villain has to be somewhat intimidating, right? It has to be someone that's like gonna catch your eye and kind of like show forth that okay, this guy's gonna be a challenge, right? And that's why they choose the most, you know, a lot of the times they choose like the most intimidating qualities to give to that villain, right? And what's intimidating, what's strong, what looks powerful, a beard, you know? And that's why they keep, you know, having these guys these beards. It makes sense, you know? Right, so here it has your temples. You should not cut the hair of your heads round about your temples. Right? So it's your temples, right there at your forehead. Right? You're not supposed to cut that hair. The Gentiles did either for the worship of the idols to whom the young makes to consecrate the hair being cut off from the head, as Homer, Plutarch, and many others write, or in funerals or in moderate mournings, as appears from Isaiah 15:2, Jeremiah 48. Seven, the like is to be the thought, because the beard or the hair is the corner. That is the corner of the beard. Hey, you're not supposed to touch that either. Don't touch your hair, man. Just leave it alone. And whenever someone has a problem with it, and too bad. And I already gave you the advice. If you have, if you're like your hairline is gonna look like if you're new, like your hairline is gonna look a little janky while it's kind of like growing out and whatever. Just leave it, and over time it'll kind of like round itself out. Once it grows in enough, or if you cut your hair and you just kind of trim your hair off or you shorn your hair, not bald it. I shorned my hair. What I did, I shorned it. I didn't cut it all off. I didn't bald it. I know people who bald their hair, and balding, I think they have to like take like a knife or a razor blade and they get like every little fucking follicle and they use oils and whatever. Absolutely fucking not. Plus that shit's fucking uncomfortable. Think about it. Like if you're on the bus and you try to put your head on like the backrest, like that's all fucking skin touching that shit, like touching that metal and all that other shit. Like that is so uncomfortable, dude. Not that you want to have your head touch that shit anyway, but imagine just being all fucking head and it's like, oh fuck that, no. And right, the reason of this prohibition is because Most High would not want to have his people agree with idolaters, neither in idolatries nor in the excessive sorrowing, nor so much as in the appearance of it. That's a video I could go into. Excessive sorrowing. That's what these heathens were known for as well. Their false days, and days will be sad, days will be overly happy and overjoyed, and it's like they based themselves, all over these days. Which for us, all these days are based off heathen shit and has no meaning. But with us, our days, our high holy days, they have meaning. They have history. It's a reason why we follow these things. When we do it, we're not just being sad just to be sad. We're being solemn, right? Like on the Passover, we're being solemn that day. We're not just being sad, just, for no reason. It's just we're thinking about Yahushua's crucifixion. We're meditating on ourselves, how we've been. We're focusing on things like that, the history, about how America is likened onto Egypt and how we're going to be brought out, this new Egypt, and how we're going to be passed over again. So it's a really a deep thing when you think about it, and I'm only scratching the surface. There's so much more you can go into with that. But little one edify, I just want to kind of talk about this whole beard thing and this whole shave head thing. Like my family's been fucking pestering me about this bullshit for like the longest time. Like they always had that demon hop on them from time to time. Hey, shave your head. Oh my gosh, you need to get a haircut. You need to do this. You need to do a shape up. Shape up. You need to get a shape up. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna get a shape up. Leave me alone. I don't want to. But it's just so hard because I just want to tell them okay, here's the scriptures: Leviticus 19:27, and you go Leviticus 21:5, and then you go through this and go through that. And tell them no, I'm not going to shape up anything. I'm not going to bald my head. I'm not going to do it. I'm just no. Just no. I just wish I could, finally I wish I could just explain that to them, but I can't because you got to make it seem like you can cast your pearl before swine, and you have to, make it seem like you're not involved in this work, and that's what's really annoying, and what's a pain in the ass to really have to deal with, to have to hide this truth. I just want to be all in. I just want to tell you, listen here, you motherfucker. I don't give a shit about any of this bullshit. I don't give a shit about your work. I don't give a fucking shit. All you guys are fucking heathens. Get the fuck away from me, you fucking heathen dog. Fuck off. That's what I wish I could say, but I can't say that. If I say that, then I'm not gonna be able to function in society. I'm gonna get fucking blackballed, and fucking kicked out. You know, I won't be able to work or do anything and make any money. And then if I can't work or make any money, I can't support the camp. You know, and if you can't support the camp, then the fuck. Low and fight in Shalom. Come on.